Yeah, that was the dude, Eazy the Block Captain. I seen that video, man, where he was saying that dudes is mad at him because he bagged Remy. And, I'm pretty sure everybody has something to say about that. I mean, Remy, I think she's a beautiful woman, but I think that he's allowing his ego to get to him. And maybe some people may feel that way, but I don't think it's a large amount of people. You understand what I mean? And he referred to her as bitch, the B word. So, and I'm pretty sure, a lot of times females, the way they act is the way we might refer to them. So, I don't know how long they've been dealing with each other, but it doesn't seem like he has the most respect for her, right? You, quote unquote, took her from another man, or you got her while she was cheating. The same way you get them, it's the same way you lose them a lot of times. So, I was just looking at it and I was like, just wow, you know what I mean? And, I feel like as long as she's happy, that's the most important thing. So if she's happy with dude, and I love how Papoose handled the situation and everything, kudos to that brother. And I'm pretty sure a lot of it has to do with maybe their sexual activity, right? The way he treats her in bed. He probably doesn't look at her like the same way Pap looked at her. Pap looked at her as a queen, his wife. Pap, right? They say he tried to break out of jail, or there was a key found under the court table, something crazy like that. I remember, but I don't think this dude looks at her the same way Pap visioned her. I think Pap even looked at her more than she looked at herself. Yeah, no disrespect to Remy, but this dude is probably hitting it from the back. He's probably pulling her hair, talking to her crazy, So it is what it is, man. The way we treat ourselves is the way people vision us, and the way people start to treat us, and in reverse is the way we start to act. A lot of times these females get cozy, they start pillow talking. So he knows, the same way she probably spoke ill about her husband, Papoose, which we know he's a good dude. You know what I mean? A lot of times these quote unquote hood chicks, a lot of times they're fun, man. They're fun. And most times we attract people based on our appetite, right? Maybe at that time he bagged her, and maybe they was only meant to do business together, maybe do a track together or something like that, but not to wife. And it happens to the best of us, man. It happens to the best of us, and being conscious is a good thing. But when it comes to relationships, intimate relationships, friendships, that's a lot of times it can be the weakness, right? Because we're so conscious, we're so loving, we're so caring, and we want to see the best in others. Look at the brother Nas. Look at the brother Nas, man. The brother Nas is a fairly conscious brother. I think he met, it was some rumors. I read his baby mother's book, and there was some rumors that she was dealing with Wiz. I don't know how true that is or whatever. But then Nas bagged her, and I think Nas moved in with her maybe like a week later, something like that, crazy. And they locked in crazy. And what's that song, Taken in Blood, where he says, I got gassed by a cocaine chick, something crazy. I'm going to put it in the chat. I'll put the lyrics so y'all can go listen to it. But so it happens, man. This is why when it comes to relationships, we have to take our time. If Remy got hurt, see, Papoose is a motivator. That brother's working. Maybe she felt lonely, or maybe she felt that she was no longer on his level. Some people say that she was just using him for the opportunity because she was in a situation, right? She's doing a bid. She needed someone to hold down her kid, whatever. You know what I mean? Yes, I often hear the phrase that women choose the man, right? So I believe that women know who they're going to have a child by, right? They kind of pick their baby fathers, say, this is going to be a good baby father or whatever. But I know that Remy doesn't look at this dude the same way she looked at Pat. But, just like, was it Cuban Links? right? She said that 50 Cent was like kind of too much for too much pressure. So a lot of times these women start to question themselves, their self-esteem is lowered, and maybe that's what happened with her and Pap. Yeah, but I feel like it's a blessing in disguise, man. I feel like Remy should be happy. If she's truly happy, then yo, kudos to that, man. If that man is making her happy, kudos to that. And if I was Pap, I would totally understand, because as a man, I would want to be happy myself. No, that's a fact. That's a fact. And no disrespect to Remy Ma. I think that Remy Ma is beautiful. Even before she went in, I think she was still beautiful, even though she did a lot of makeup. A lot of times she would look like she was like drunk, a little spacey. But when she got with Pat definitely looked like he boosted her up. And no disrespect to her, but she definitely has like that smut vibe. You know what I mean? And she does have sexual attraction. I think men are sexually attracted to her, but mentally, that's a whole different thing. And Pat, to stick his head out there, and I think he tried. I think Pat tried, but I just think they was on two different levels, and that's okay. Sometimes that's okay. But no disrespect to Remy, but Remy does have that smut type of vibe with her. And, not saying that's a bad thing, not saying it's a good thing. It's all how you use it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, but, yeah, dude called her out of her name, and then he caught himself. But, that's probably how he talk about her around his friends. I bagged that bitch, such and such, you know what I mean? And, well, hopefully he treats her right, man. We'll see what happens.